What's up, y'all? It's Jay here, your accountability coach and ghetto psychologist, and it is my life's purpose to help Black people navigate this patriarchal system of white supremacy. Welcome to Lovely Thoughts. Everything on this channel are my opinions, my psychological, sociological analysis, if you will, of all things, mostly Black related. But sometimes we're going to talk about the other people's stuff because it all goes hand in hand into this patriarchal society of white supremacy. And we are all shaped by white supremacy. Um, we finna get into some real conversations today. God, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. First of all, I haven't really read up on this a lot. I just keep seeing the headlines. Sometimes, um, I try not to jump onto certain news topics too fast because I don't want my emotions to cloud how I might see things or how whatever opinion I might form about it. But I do want to say rest in peace to the young lady who lost her life in Minneapolis due to ICE. I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't know a lot more about the situation, but this is really a sign of the times. Like every day, just prepare to be disappointed or sad or upset or feel hopeless in some kind of way. I'm just being real with y'all. Like every day, plan to feel that way until you get to a space where either you can compartmentalize and you don't feel anything, or you just start to do something about it. See, me, I'm the type of person I do something about it, but I don't knock people who don't do anything about it because that's the way the world works. Like God made people who do things and God made people who won't. He made the people who do things for the people who won't do things. So y'all need to thank us, right? Because there's a lot of y'all out here who, if you watch my videos or you watch people like me who get out here and we say what we think, unabashedly, unashamed, you judge us because it's something that you wish you could do, but you can't. But everybody can. Everybody got a voice. You might not feel like you're articulate enough. Well, find your way. That's all I gotta say. Everybody should be able to say what they want to say in the way that they want to say it. Anywho, like I said, we got a lot to talk about today. So first thing I want to talk about, we're gonna talk about the most recent drama going on in the Black community. I'm going to share my screen. Just a moment. Hang on. Hey, that's not. How about I click on this? All right, hang on. Let me share my screen. And Happy New Year, y'all. I hope everybody had a good New Year celebratory celebration. Uh, I'm gonna be right here. And then we're gonna be talking about this right here. Not traders, but I am looking forward to that. I love traders, y'all. I love traders. It's my show. Anywho, um, can y'all see? Can I share it yet? Yeah, so we're not talking about traders, but if you like traders, make sure you watch that. We are talking about Grammy award-winning gospel singer Donnie McClurkin. So when I heard this, was this Monday? I heard it on Monday. I know it happened on what was that 2 days ago? Was shit, that was Tuesday. But I heard about it on Monday. Think I heard about it on Monday. Ooh, child. One of these days. My best friend had put this brought it to my attention because like I told y'all, I don't be on social media for real. Like I'll get on YouTube, but I get in a space where I'm just creating things. And I don't look at what other people are creating a lot of the time. Like I am my own creator and I'm in a space, like I said, where I focus mainly on executing what it is that I want to put out into the world versus ingesting what other people are putting out into the world. And that's not to say I don't ingest what other people, of course not. Of course, other people influence me, but I'm very careful about what I intake because I used to be a social media addict. I don't think I ever really talked about this. Like it was a point, maybe even just 2, 3 years ago. I couldn't put my phone down which ain't that problematic to most people, but I couldn't put my phone down, meaning I couldn't get say on social media. I woke up, I was on social media. Before I went to bed, I was on social media. I could be in the shower on social media. I couldn't even drive down the street without doom scrolling. Do you understand? And I'm not even supposed to have a phone in my hand. It was bad. And I don't know what it is, my connection with God, and we're gonna get into that too. My connection with God has always led me away from things almost like cold turkey. Cause all I do is I ask, I'll be like, Lord, you know what? I know I could tell that this is not good for me. I could tell. Like we all typically can tell. Some of us don't have the awareness or the wherewithal to just be like, oh, this is not good for me. Let me make plans to stop, right? But when I know something is not good for me and I make a full-hearted intention to stop, I stop. I used to smoke clove cigarettes. Stop doing that. Cold turkey. When it comes to relationships with people, I can cut off anybody. When it came to me stepping away from, I talked about this before. Me stepping away from doing OnlyFans because I was making 200 some $1,000s a year. What are we talking about? I stepped away from that because I knew it was just not good for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't bad. I ain't finna get into that's a whole nother topic, but it just wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? I had a bigger calling, which is what I'm doing right now. So when it come down to the social media things, I'm late. I say all that to say that I be late. But we bridging gaps here because again, this is about God and the calling of God, right? We're talking about men of God. We're talking about today's topic is going to be men of God, right? We're talking about what is their problem, especially in the black community, with these men of the cloth. Why is there so many Donnie McKirklands out here, right? But anyways, just to briefly talk about this story, like I said, I wanted to just put this up. I'm not going to really read the whole article, you guys. It's been days. By the time this is posted, I'm gonna post this tomorrow, which is the 9th. You should already had your feel of this story. And what's so crazy is I'm finna entertain a couple of different viewpoints of this allegation. So you have a young man, right? I'm gonna try to summarize the story as best as I possibly can. This is about 20 years ago, where he met Pastor McClurkland, and is a homosexual man who basically just fell into the whole propaganda of praying the gay away. I have numerous videos and content on my page and on my other social media to let y'all know that I don't believe in homophobia. I don't believe in queerphobia, transphobia, none of that. I think it's very stupid. And I think that being queer is a natural occurrence that made the white man uncomfortable on his quest of colonization. And when he saw these black men, right? This is historical too. You can just look this stuff up too. It's gonna be in my book coming out in March. I pushed my book date back too. We'll talk about that later. But starting also, if you got this far, go ahead and like the video, subscribe if you feeling it. But when they saw these black men, it's primarily engaging in these homosexual acts, it made them uncomfortable. It's funny they condemned the black man for homosexuality, but they praised the Greeks for, yeah, y'all get what I'm going. So, regardless of that, right? We got Donnie with Kirkland. He got this little pray to gay away camp. I'm just calling it that. I don't know what the fuck the shit called. Go read the articles if you want to be, if you want somebody to be correct, because I don't give a damn that much. The situation is bigger than the nuance of what really happened. So he has this young man who's susceptible, young. He's afraid, he's vulnerable. He doesn't want to be gay because the world's telling him something is wrong with him. He's trying to suppress, repress, trying to, cast out all of these natural emotions, if you will, these natural attractions that he has to his same gender and sex. So you have Donnie McKirkland who claims that he's been delivered, right? That he is no longer homosexual, that he was able to get rid of his homosexuality. And just a quick backstory about Donnie. Donnie's fight with homosexuality is a lot of men's fight, especially black men, because what happens is As I said before, a lot of black men get sexually violated as children, either by women or men. A lot of times it's by both, right? I don't know which one is more than which, because when it comes to research, little boys, males, they don't report SA nearly as much as women don't, and women don't even report all the cases. So you can understand what it is like to be a male and be SA. So Donnie was SA as a child by a man, and it brought about those complex feelings. A lot of men who end up having attraction to same sex and were inappropriately touched or molested, it brings up those feelings of, I don't even know if I'm really gay or if I'm responding to my trauma of the assault that was committed upon me by somebody of the same sex. It's very difficult, right? To understand. It's like the chicken and the egg. Which one came first? Was I already gay? And if I didn't get inappropriately touched, I would still live this lifestyle? Or am I gay only because I was inappropriately touched? Now, see, I get those kind of conversations because that makes it very complex. You don't really know if it's a learned behavior or if it is something that is natural or inherent. However, there are some men who were young who were sexually violated by men who are not attracted to men. So what about them? Right? Um, Again, it's never going to be a 100% clear answer when it comes to things like sexuality, because these are biological impulses. They are case by case basis too. I generally believe that people are born gay, but I also understand that there are some influences too that can make you think you are a certain way, but only because you learned it through somebody else's behavior. So going back to the subject, like I said, I'm getting analytical with this stuff because I need for us to really understand what the fuck is going on here. So Dunny had these, like I said, these little camps, so if you will, he was mentoring this young man, trying to keep him from being gay. And according to the court documents that I have heard from somebody else, he would implement these tests on this young man. I don't know how many, if it's other men that had to deal with this, but we're gonna talk about this young man in general. His name is Corlito. He would implement these tests and hire people, or I guess I guess allegedly hire people, sex workers seem like to me, to come in and see if they can seduce this young man and get him to have relations with them. Of course, they were the same gender, so he's trying to test and see if the gay was preyed away, basically. Problematic. It's so problematic. Oh my God, it's so problematic. So then moving on, you got this young man who he has stories of saying that he was continuously R-worded and SA throughout the 6 or 7 years he was working with Donnie McClurkin. And I got something to say about that. Right, here we go. Because I already know what people say. I see it in the comments. I want y'all to understand something. Y'all keep asking these same redundant questions. Time and time again, these cases come out over and over again where there are people who either were in abusive relationships, whether it's romantic relationships, platonic, or professional relationships. Y'all always ask these same questions. Why did they go back? Why did they stay? Why didn't they leave? Why didn't they tell someone? Aren't y'all tired of asking these questions? When are y'all going to realize that obviously this is the nature of mankind? Everybody handle things differently. Not everybody's going to leave. That's number one. Because sometimes people don't even know that they're being abused. They don't even understand it. Because we don't have enough tutelage about, not enough teaching is going on about consent. Not enough teaching is going on about being groomed, right? If a group of people can hold an entire race of people enslaved for over hundreds of years, it should be, and I say this in my book, it should be no surprise that some people stay in relationships with their abusers. It's called Stockholm syndrome. Hello, we know all these terms and yet we're not thinking about them. You might think you would leave. That's you. That other person might stay for whatever reason. It could be, hey, I don't know if I'll ever make this kind of money ever again. If I leave this job, there's no guarantee I'll be able to continue to sustain myself. That's one reason. Another reason is just emotions. I love this person. Yeah, they doing me dirty, but I love them. Maybe they'll change. Maybe they'll stop hurting me. Because I see the good in them. Even despite all the bad that they doing to me. That's the biggest one. So we gotta understand and start asking that question and understand that you keep asking that question, then obviously it's something that just happens. This is what people do. People stay when they should leave. How many times y'all motherfuckers have been in relationships with people and you ain't leave when you know you should have? Let's stop playing these goddamn games, okay? So he was there. Like I said, he stayed with him for 6 years. He was continuously R word and essay. And then, like I said, I'm being objective, so I'm not going to make an opinion on the victim or not, right? But the proof is there. The proof is there. Now, listen, Donnie sent this man an email 12 years ago. Was it 12 years? I think he said it was in 2013 he sent it. Let me make sure I'm right about that. Hang on. I want to say it was 2013. Yeah, 2013. So we talking about 12, now 13, going on 13 years ago. Donnie sent this man an email and basically came out and apologized. And really, he just implicated himself in the email. So you got some people saying, well, how do we know this man was his assistant? How do we know that he didn't send himself the email? Not an unvalid question, right? Because you're supposed to really think these things through. But I need for y'all to understand something. Would you? Come on, let's get a little. I'm gonna get a little closer to the camera. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Ask yourself this question. If this was you, right, and you were trying to set up your millionaire boss for SA, you sent yourself an email and you can willingly wait 12, 13 years before you say something about it. Not only wait, you wait till this nigga Dunny ain't got the money he had 12, 13 years ago. He's well, let me not say that because I don't, okay, forgive me because I don't know that man wallet. But he's not out working like he was 12, 13 years ago. Do we see Dunny working for real like that? We like we used to? No, we don't. So why would I, right, in my right mind? Because if I'm gonna be what's the word I'm looking for? If I'm finna be deceptive, diabolical, and try to, get money and shit from you, why would I wait 13 years almost to say something when you're not even at your height of reign? Wouldn't it make sense if I sent that email to myself 13 years ago for me to wait? If I'm gonna wait maybe 6 months tops, maybe. I'm like, all right, I got this plan in 6 months. I'm finna let me go ahead and look up, do what I need to do so I can get this lawyer. This is what makes it more believable to me because I think this young man really didn't want to say anything because he didn't even want people to know that at that time that he was homosexual. That he went to Dunny for him to deliver him. He didn't even want people to know that. On top of it's embarrassing to be SA. Everybody knows it's embarrassing to be SA. It is. You might grow beyond the embarrassment, but it is very embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. It took me a long time to say what happened to me when I was 5 years old. It took a long time for me to say it. And I know a lot of people, and that ain't now the last situation where I got SA, it didn't take me that long, but I was scared to say anything because I just felt like people was gonna blame me for it. People was, oh my God, please don't get emotional. It's just people will blame you for putting yourself in these positions. And that's why I need y'all to start asking these questions why people don't leave. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a valid question, but you keep asking it situation and after different situation after different situation. After the first time, okay, I get it. After the second time, maybe. The third time, it's like, okay, this is a pattern of behavior that humans do. They stay with their abuser. Now you know that humans stay with their abuser. Why are you still asking that fucking question? So that's why he stayed. Okay. Um. Now we done talked about all of that just to get you the story. Okay. Hold on, I just want to read this because this just caught my eye. This is a comment. I have no use for anything religious and consider it the worst thing humans have ever created. So it makes it that much more difficult to have to side with someone who oozes God and religion. Putting his religious beliefs aside, it should be quite easy to comprehend that something doesn't look right, doesn't sound right, and doesn't feel right, then it's not true. For the sake of argument, let's say that there's a sexual aspect to this particular relationship. That doesn't mean anyone was assaulted or harassed or any of the other training accusations that people love to hurl at men these days. All right. So y'all can go read the rest of this. This is too long. I thought this was going a different way. I get what they're saying. Like I said, I see both sides. I can see why people don't believe it, but I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. It's too much. It's too much proof, right? It's too much proof. The email is too much proof. Now, when these people come out, sometimes when I hear the stories, I'm like, "Ooh, it sounds like you might be embellishing some parts of it, or maybe you just forgot certain parts of it." But I don't disbelieve it. I just don't disbelieve it. I am one of those person that I'm going to side with the victim. I'd rather be wrong, and side with the victim than to be wrong and side with the victimizer, if you will, for lack of a better word. So, um, I'm gonna move on to the next story, and then I'm gonna get to this whole central theme and point. So we talked about Dunning Kirkland. So I want to bring up the mirroring of this situation. Let me make sure I'm sharing it right, because I want to make sure y'all can see what I'm seeing. All right, yeah. So here we go. Rest in peace to Bishop Eddie Long, right? However, is this not a similar story? Is this not the story we continue to hear often when it comes to these high-ranking religious officials and preachers? This is not the same story. Even on a small scale, I know numerous of women, and I've heard stories online with men about pastors and deacons and bishops just using their status to manipulate people into doing sexual favors for them. This keeps happening. This keeps happening, and I'm tired. Right? If you don't know who Bishop Eddie Long is, he was the bishop of New Birth. Who I'm gonna talk about Pastor Jamal Bryant too. He's next, but who now Pastor Jamal Bryant is officiating at. And 10, oh, well, 15 years ago, I'm sorry, going on 16 years ago, uh, four men came out and with allegations, Jesus, that Bishop Eddie Long was essaying these men. Okay. I'm going to read this part. Long is facing allegations that he sexually abused four men who received his mentorship as a spiritual daddy. Mm. Three of the men were older than 18, but one said he was 17 at the time. They alleged that he encouraged them to join the church's elite youth group so he could groom them for sex. In exchange, they allege Long gave them money, new cars, housing, and took them on exotic trips. Who else is reminding y'all of? Tyler Perry. Let me tell you something. Religion got y'all in such a chokehold that you can't even be yourself. I write about this in my book. Again, the book is coming out in March, not February anymore. I'm pushing it back to March. And a couple other things I needed to make sure finalized before I released it. But religion got y'all in such a chokehold that you can't even be yourself. You can't even be yourself. And when you try not to be yourself, you turn into something worse than who you really are. You so busy trying to hide your gayness, right? And I say this almost word for word in my book. I might be paraphrasing. When you suppress a part of yourself, repression is something that you don't even have awareness of, right? You're not subconsciously doing it. But when you know you're gay or you have gay tendencies and you try to suppress that, a human being, an animal, a mammal, when they suppress a feeling, an instinct, a desire, they become desperate for whatever it is they are suppressing. Imagine, think about hunger, right? After 3 days of starving yourself or not eating, you're going to be desperate to eat something. And you will be willing to do any fucking thing to get it. Sex is one of our primary needs. I want y'all to know that. On the hierarchy of needs, sex is one of our needs. Sex is one of our needs. We are human beings. You are the product of sex. Let's get there. I need for y'all to start acting like sex ain't what it is. Sex is beautiful. Despite what religion tries to teach you that sex is this unpure, defiled act, they want y'all to believe that so you can become like these people. Those people who outwardly to the world trying to impress mankind, right? You trying to impress mankind, but God sees every fucking thing. So it's stupid to me. Just be who the fuck you are. Cause God see it anyway. And while you trying to put up a pretense to me, who don't give a fuck, I ain't got no heaven here to put you in. The all knowing one knows you are out here using your money, fame, status in general. You're using that to gain what you want in a secretive and deceptive way, manipulating people and in hopes of, oh, they're not gonna tell on me because I got something over them. I provide something for them. They know way they're gonna tell on me. From the straight black men to the in the closet back black men, all of y'all are doing this. All of y'all are doing, well, let me not say all, like every single one of y'all, but I'm talking about each individual group of y'all in general. Y'all are doing this in mass at this point. It's in mass. Ugh, it just makes me sick on my stomach, right? Because, like I said, you got the Donnie McClurkins, then you got the Bishop Eddie Long. God rest his soul. Like I said, rest in peace to him. I hope wherever he is at, that he got whatever he deserved, whether it's good or bad. I don't know. I'm not the judgment of that. But I'm sick of hearing this story, right? And then last one. So, before we even get into the whole that, let's talk about let's talk about the most recent news with Pastor Jamal. Again, like I said, Pastor Jamal, he took over for Bishop Eddie Long after he passed away. He went to New Birth. Oh, honey, I like this picture better. First of all, let's talk about this. I got a lot to say about this. Ooh, 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 ooh. Jamal, know he got a tight. He got a tight. He got a tight. He got a tight. Oh, I like this question because this is what I pretty much asked on TikTok. Yes, either yesterday or today, or yeah, it must have been yesterday. Come on, computer, damn, what we doing? All right, well, it's not gonna do what I want to do. I want to highlight it. The question says about their dress. How does a pastor's wife dressing modestly improve the lives of black people or church folk? Let's talk about it. It says who benefits from modesty? Hang on, man. What's going on? Let me get my computer together so we can all be on one accord. I'm gonna read this article. I didn't read this article. I just clicked on it because I wanted to see the picture. I'm gonna read this article because I think this is the take that I'm about to make. Um, but I still got a lot to say about this man here in general. Hold on, man. Come on, computer. Girl. Yeah, it's time for me at the computer. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I want to scroll down so we can see the dress. Come on, Lord, baby, help me. The damn scroll bar it. Because obviously my mouse don't want to do right. I'll tell you something. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Now, let's look at this dress. Okay. We know what they look like in the face. I wanna look at the dress. She looks damn good. I'm gonna start by saying that. She looks awesome. Amazing. I'm one of those women that I can humbly say I might not be able to pull off a dress like that. Cause I'm not that shapely. Like I got booty, I ain't got no hips. I got thighs, I ain't got no hips. So all of this right here would not be there. All of that on the side and stuff, that would not be there. That right there on that side. That wouldn't be there on me, but she looks good. Okay. She looks good. Now, I'm going to say what I said on TikTok because I see it both ways. But I want to preface with this, and I'm gonna say it exactly like how I said on TikTok. If God loves us naked, why in the fuck do we care so much about how people present themselves? I'm gonna say it one more time. If God loves us, you, me, and them outside, naked, no clothes on, why should I give a fuck what you people think about how I present myself? And when it comes to clothing and what I got on, especially. Now, action and behavior, that's different. But I'm talking about clothes. Why the fuck is this why is this even headline news? This was headline news. This dress was headline news. There's so many different questions and comments that could be made. Like I said, growing up Southern Baptist, I get it. We didn't, you weren't, first of all, in the 90s, you weren't going to church as a young woman in anything other than a dress. And if you were a young woman, right, a child, as I was, you had the frilly dresses with all the what's that? I guess I said frill, or I guess frill, whatever for lack of word. I can't think of it. The trim and toll and teal or whatever it is. You had all of that, and the first lady, she was dressed to the nines. Everybody really was dressed to the nines. Nowadays, people wearing polo shirts and regular t-shirts going to church. We weren't doing that in the 90s. That was unheard of. If you came in there looking like that, people would judge you. And I'm not saying it's right because it's really not at all. Because again, I forgot. I keep forgetting the scripture. I think it's Sam. It's something Samuel. God don't care about what we look like. He care about the contents of our heart. We supposed to care about the contents of our heart. We're not supposed to care what people look like. We're not supposed to care who people are having sex with as long as it's consensual and they're not hurting anybody. We're not supposed to care about these things. We're not supposed to care about how much money somebody has. We're not supposed to care. It's even in the Bible. You're not supposed to care about this shit. You're really not. But yeah, here we are talking about Pastor Jamal Bryant's wife wearing a dress in which she is covered, but there is a nude illusion. The nude illusion is what makes it problematic more so than anything. But the main part is where the attention is going to on this dress. It's very sexy. It's a very sexy dress. It's very sexy, right? And she's a beautiful woman. She got sex appeal. Unlike his ex-wife, Giselle. Giselle's very beautiful. Don't get me wrong. There's some women who are beautiful and some women who have sex appeal. It's not, you don't always have both, right? This woman is beautiful and she has sex appeal. Giselle's just beautiful. Um, but look at it's right there in the coochie. And I ain't gonna lie, when I first saw it, because I was looking on my phone, I was like, hold on, is she nude? I said that. I'm like, wait a minute now. If she nude, because they got dresses where you are nude, then that is a problem. Not just because she the pastor wife, but it's like, girl, you somewhere you don't need to be dressed like that in general, right? So that's where I'm a little bit like, I get it. I get what y'all saying. But because it's not actual nude, it's a nude illusion, it's kind of just like, all right, y'all, we gotta move on. We really didn't even have to make a big deal about this. We really didn't have to make a big deal about this. We didn't. We didn't. Because there are bigger fish to fry, like I said, when it comes to church and religion. Just like who bigger issues like this. Like this. Pastor Jamal, right? You got had these allegations 8 years ago about cheating and outside women, outside babies. I mean, you know, it's just so much, and that's why they sent him down here to Atlanta. Cause you over there acting a fool up there. Let's go send you to this other pastor who was acting a fool church. Hopefully you don't act as much as a fool as he do. Right? And we gotta talk about this comment here. He also oh, what? I really don't like when y'all do that. See, I don't know, my computer is doing some shit right now, y'all. Let me go back because these people playing with me. Why they play with me like that? Okay, so I want to talk about this comment. Hold on. Damn, they took it away. Anyway, well, it's a comment that he made some years back talking about these hoes ain't loyal. Hold on. Damn, it was just up here. How is it gonna? I don't want to play the whole video. All right, y'all, we'll forget it. We finna forget that. But he made a comment talking about women and promiscuity, and he said these hoes ain't loyal. Right? Damn, stop. He quoted Chris Brown. Um, but let's get into the real conversation of it all, right? Hang on, wait. Don't. Uh, okay, I don't know what just happened. Hopefully this didn't mess up too much. My computer started glitching on my ass. But anyway, let's get into the real conversation of it all, right? The whole conversation to which I went through, going through, showing y'all the pattern of behavior that these men of the cloth reveal to us consistently. And this is the celebrity, this is the large scale. We're not talking about um your small home churches and stuff like that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the mega churches of it all. But when we get to the small churches, it's not no different. These mugs is doing the same damn thing everywhere you go. And it ain't just black people either. Let's be clear, but we talking about black people today. We don't have reliable black leaders. And I'm finna get into a real conversation. Like I said, religion is one problem of it all because we associate all of this purity. Sex is related to purity, but purity is really about your heart. It's not about sex. We're going to have sex. God made us with the intention to have sex. Y'all do know that, right? God made us with the intention to have sex because how else can we even reproduce? We are meant to have sex. We are meant to have an natural attraction to whatever it is that we're attracted to. We can't help it. A gay person can't make themselves more straight than a straight person can make themselves gay. We can't stop that. And if you think that you can, then again, my question is always, and I ask this question in my book, my question will always be, if you think that sexuality is a choice and you're thinking that people are choosing to be something that the world hates, to me that sounds like, to me, you might be gay or you might have gay tendencies that you are deciding to ignore. So in your mind you like, why these other people can't ignore it like me? Ignoring it doesn't make it go away. You still have the sensation. Your penis get erect or your coochie get wet, one or the other, when you see what you like or when you feel something that you like from a person that you like, and that person might be the same gender, same sex as you. Whoop de doo. I'm trying to figure out what really makes that a big deal or not. Like, if we really think logically, what would make it really? Let's take everything. Let's act like we don't know nothing. Let's really act like we know nothing. Take what you know about religion out of it. Take what you know what the world says about homosexuality out of it. Act like you know nothing. You are a brand new child born to this world. What is wrong? Like on for real, a logical scale, outside looking in. What is wrong with a man being a man and a woman being with a woman if it's consensual? Keyword is consensual. What's wrong with it? And if your reasoning goes to religion, or if it goes to what other people have told you in the world, that's not a reason. That's not a reason. What you gonna say? Well, sex is meant for reproduction. Says who? Says who? Just only reproduction? You really believe that sex is? And then if we even get into the Bible, I want y'all to understand the 1940s. I think it was like 1947, 1948. Before that, there was no term to explicitly in the Bible call homosexuality a sin. What it was referred to was the sexual deviance, i.e., what Tyler Perry is doing, i.e., what Donnie McClurkin is allegedly doing, i.e., what Shannon Sharp was doing, i.e., what R. Kelly was doing. It's the sexual deviances of it all. It's the SA, it's the R words, it's the molestation. That's what the Bible was referring to. Not a man lying down with a man consensually. It was not that. Okay. And if you don't believe me, ask Chat GPT. I mean, even AI know what's up. It just seems like humans don't. And it's what makes it so sinister, what makes it the most sinister, I think, is just the women. Women are going to take up for this more than the men do, especially when it's a man of cloth. There's always the women, the women. Y'all always take up for this because the true fact of the matter is, I think women feel this more than men now, but I know both men and women, especially in the black community. But the truth of the matter is, we would rather a man be a scumbag, a dirtbag, a sexually promiscuous with women. We would rather him be a whore. We'd rather him be a murker than for him to be gay or queer. That's what the world feels like, especially in the black community, primarily in the black community. or colored community, because it ain't even just us. The Hispanics got it just as bad sometimes. We really would. We would prefer our boys and our men to be the worst as long as they not gay. I see it all the time. I'm seeing it too much. You got. I want to say this story, but I don't want to say it because it's somebody that I love and I don't want to offend them. So I'm a try to put this in a way where you have boys and girls of a certain age. I'm just gonna say like adolescent age, anywhere from 14 plus. And boys will say some of the most sexually fueled things in front of parents anywhere. And oh, don't say that. That's not. You shouldn't say that. Boy, why you say that? Or they laugh about it. But if a girl says the same thing, it's oh, she's a slut, she's fast, you need to watch her. And I see it in my own people. You know what I'm saying? Like I see it with my own people, people that I love. Like I said, people that I love. I understand so much what people of Christ consciousness, the light bearers, the chosen ones, the enlightened ones, the light workers, all of that, all of us, we feel alone a lot of the time because even the people we are closest to, even somebody like me now, I don't let people just do shit around me. Again, when I say I'm an accountability coach, you can ask anybody. You can ask my damn mama. I'm not finna let you be wrong around me. Huh? My mouth ain't finna stop moving. My mouth, I will say whatever I want to anybody, for real. And that's because I spent a good bit of my life. I talk about this often. I spent a good bit of my life not saying shit. So I say a lot now. And I don't let people be wrong around me, but and I don't just cut people off because we got different views when it comes to certain views. But I see it. I just be like, damn, am I one of the only people in my own life, right? Not in the world. No, I'm not the only person in the world, but I'm not one of the only people in my own life that really thinks like this. Am I the only one who can really recognize this? Like I've gone into so many debates with even my friends, like I said, my closest friends about transphobia, queer phobia, homophobia. They don't even be knowing that they be queer phobic. They swear that they not, because it's like it's not about them being trans. Then what's the argument? What you upset about this person saying it, but this person can do that. Right now, I can't say this. I am gonna say this. Like I got into just a little debate, and like I said, when it comes to this is a sidebar. Okay, this is not really completely related to the topic, but this is something that's really important. When it comes to trans women, right? I have a lot of respect for trans women. And because I see how the world treats trans women, and I also see how resilient trans women are that despite what the world does, they still come out on top. However, what I don't like about black women when it comes to trans women, and I'm gonna say what I don't like about trans women when it comes to black women. What I don't like about black women when it comes to trans women is um it's twofold. It's so much vitriol towards trans women for really defending themselves. Like, I see it all the time. Y'all get so upset with trans women for saying how they've been treated by women. Um, we already know men ain't shit, right? But when trans women are coming out and saying how they've been treated by women, and all I see is black women, well, you just hate black women, you just hate women. And it's like, no, I don't. I didn't gather. My cisgendered ass didn't gather that they hate women. My cisgender ass gathered that y'all have caused so much harm towards them that they have a automatically defense mechanism. I saw it as, oh, I'm black. So when I come across a white person and they acting fucking weird, or even a man, I'll put it like this. Let me not even say a white person. I'm gonna say a man, because I treat men like, right? Because I don't trust y'all. Y'all have done the worst. Y'all have done the worst to women in general, not just me, just in general. Men have done the worst. So when it comes to men, I have the same feelings that trans women have towards really everybody, but especially black women. I get why they feel like that towards black women. Hell, I feel that way towards black women. I don't trust y'all. Y'all been mean to me too. Black women have been mean to me. But at the same token, black women have been beautiful to me. Black women have been the kindest to me. And that's the complexity of being probably a queer person. I'm just from the outside looking in is on one hand they know that black women are the most accepting of who they are. We are. We love queer people. When the most allied person is likely going to be a black woman to a queer person. However, there's the other black woman who she's just as bad as some of these men. She might not physically harm you, but emotionally she's gonna do her worst. So a lot of trans women have to deal with that. They deal with that. They deal with the bitches who get jealous of them and try to out them to men who find them attractive. They deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, as a woman, I have dealt with as a woman who was a sex worker. I know you bitches don't like women who get men attention. And when you think that it's a woman that does not deserve man's attention, you gonna go out your way to try to get rid of the attention that she's getting. Y'all do the same thing with the trans girls. Y'all be like, oh no, ain't no way this man find you and me attractive. How? Girl, these trans girls be out here shitting on you bitches. She know y'all. Not me, cause look at this face. Look at this face. Girl, I'm 36 years old, please. A trans girl could never. But it's some women now that there's some of them though. I be like, oh bitch, you might give me a run for my money. And I can say that because I stand solid in my own femininity and my own masculinity, girl. Like I don't care which way you fold it. I can either be the softest bitch or the hardest nigga. I know who I am. So when I see a trans woman and she look good, it don't do nothing. It don't take nothing away from me. To me, it's like you comparing apples and pears. They both good, they both sweet, but one of them might be a little different than the other. You know what I'm talking about? You might prefer one to the other, but you still might eat both of them. That's how I think men look at us most of the time. So I don't have no vitriol towards trans girls like some of these cisgender girls do. I don't understand it. Now on the flip side, and we also again sidebar before I flip it over, black women, cisgender women, y'all need to start acting like y'all don't get a lot of y'all colloquialisms, your vernacular from the gays, okay? Because we do. Now, let's flip it back on the gay people, the trans people. What I problem I have with them and black women. Um, my problem with queer people, specifically trans women and black gay men towards black women, is I want them to understand. First of all, understand this. I'm gonna preface with this because I just went in on the cisgender women, so don't start your bullshit. But I want to preface with this. I get it, right? I'm not having the same fight y'all have to fight, but I have a just as strong as a fight to make, and I advocate for y'all, ally for y'all all the time. But I'm gonna tell you what I don't like. I do not like how y'all try to downplay that black women is a influence to you all. Just like black women try to play like y'all not an influence to us, y'all do the same thing. Y'all do the same thing. You can't sit here and tell me that y'all are not influenced by black women. Hell, everybody's influenced by black women. So please pick your fucking jaw off the floor. Y'all are influenced by black women. Whether we might get the terminology from y'all, we might get the sayings from y'all, what to say, the cute little shit to say. But bitch, when it comes to the mannerisms, you know what I'm talking about? How I move, even me just waving my hands around like this, doing all of this is black girl coded. What the fuck are we talking about? What is we talking about, girl? Shit. Before I seen a gay person, I was still acting like a girl. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Y'all get your idea from femininity from the feminine beings. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because at the end of the day, like I said, the cisgender girls be jealous of y'all. They be jealous, not me. And I look too good. Dead ass. I think I'm too much of the shit. Don't nobody got nothing on me. Not even a cisgender bitch. And these bitches out here, I know they look better than me, but I just like me. I just love me. I like and love me. So me, the way some of these cisgender women be coming at the trans girls, it's like, girl, ugh, what you mad? Why is you mad that this man looking at the same this trans girl and looking at you? She cute. You cute too. Why you gotta go out your way to tell this man that, oh, you know that's a man, right? Actually, it's not a man because he's looking at her. He didn't even know. Or if he did know, he didn't give a fuck. That's the realty. I don't even know how we got on this topic. I'm supposed to be talking about goddamn the Eddie Longs and the Donnie McCurkins, but we got on this topic and I'm glad. Anywho, this was a whole nother topic, but here we are. I don't know. I just follow the flow of everything. Anyway, y'all, I gotta go wash my hair. That's why I got this hat on. Wash my little curls out. This is actually kind of a little cute look with the hat, but my hair is itching. Again, happy new year, y'all. Like I said, my book is coming out March 20th instead. It was February 6th. I pushed it back. Now it's gonna be available for pre-order very, very soon. I'll let y'all know exactly when. And a sample is going, well, it's still a sample floating around on my link tree. So if you guys are interested in seeing what this book that I keep talking about is going to be about, you can go ahead and check it out. I'm not doing a hard promo on it yet, but I'm gearing up because this book is very meaningful to me. It means a lot to me, and I think it's going to mean a lot to the world. Seriously. So, I'll see y'all on the next one. Again, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And